What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I'm Recklezz. Candace Owens explains the biggest problem with women today. Definitely want to know what she has to say about this. You feel me? Yeah. Feel like, you know what I'm saying?
It's good to know.
Facts. Let's get in the video.
Not only that, then increasingly you're telling women to be the opposite of what I think men want, right? The opposite, maybe in the instant when men are not thinking with their big heads and they're saying, oh, whoa, she's half naked, great, I'm gonna go for it. Yeah. That might be what a man wants, but long term, that's not what a man wants. A man doesn't want a girl that's just gonna be naked all the time and put herself out there available for every man to see. You know, that I don't have to be a man to know that that's not what men want. So then you say men suck, and I ask this question all the time. You complain about men, but are you being the type of a woman that a man would want, right?
Yo, what's up, guys? Before we get started,
I feel like that right there is like deep, because thinking about that, like regardless, like, and we gon', you know what I'm saying, obviously I'm gonna play a video, but just for me myself, seeing the same individuals that half naked on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter, really social media in general, they the same people that's, oh, I don't want this man, I don't want that man, I don't know why is this man doing this, and why is he doing that, why is he treating me like this, and why it's a way that you facts, it's a way that you carry yourself at the end of the day.
So you have to carry yourself
and
that standard.
Facts, and a lot of men, the way that they think, honestly, like, obviously I'm a man, like like the way that they think is the fact that it's like, in a sense, they see somebody half naked on Instagram, just like she said, that's not something that you want long term. That's something that's short term. I'm just trying to mess with you because you look good type.
Yeah, like.
But then long term, facts. It's good for the moment.
Can I like build with you?
Yeah.
No, because you're half naked all the time.
Facts.
You feel better, and that is the truth when it comes to young women, because I dedicated my first episode to young women and really,
or just the way you carry yourself,
about these are the options that are being presented to you. Less, take off more clothes, you know, do the most to get attention, right? If you think that that's freedom, the idea that you have to wear less, the idea that you have to get naked to be heard, you really think that's a form of freedom? Because that's slavery, that's bondage. I didn't have to take off my clothes to be heard in society. And these women will realize that when you follow these people that are, you know, self-imposed feminists, I'm a feminist, I do this, I'm a feminist, you hear that word over and over and over again, you'll find that the majority of them are miserable. Look at their lives and ask yourself a question. Do you think they are happy? Do you feel good when you do what they do? Right? When you're constantly looking for a dopamine hit from social media because you took your clothes off and you want somebody in your comments, you know, a thirst trap with your ass out, right? And you want someone in your comments going, oh, you slay bae, you slayed the day bae, hashtag Tuesdays, am I right?
Yeah.
And you do this stuff for attention, and you're devaluing yourself. And at the end of the day, you don't actually feel good, and it's not going to bring you happiness, right? So yeah, you can get guys sliding in your DM. You can get guys telling you look good. You can get guys that want to sleep with you. How many of these people actually get guys that want to stay with you, right? Are not in somebody else's DM. The same way that you found him is the same way he's going to find somebody else, because we are increasingly becoming a part of a society that's ADHD. You want to know why our grandparents stayed together? Because they weren't looking at ass cheeks all day on Instagram and refreshing it and going, oh, well, that girl looks younger, that girl looks better, that girl's face tuned, you know, and I think that is what these young women that they're following are telling them. You've got 13-year-olds getting lip injections, right? Because they want to look like
13-year-olds get lip injections?
I didn't even know that could have happened.
Kylie Jenner. Again, not a shot to Kylie Jenner, but what society have we created that ever made Kylie Jenner feel like she had to go out and buy those lips, that she had to contour her entire face and change her entire body? She was already a beautiful little girl. So the society is.
But I feel like throwing her in a mix like that, like Kylie Jenner not throwing a shot, but at the same time, Kylie Jenner being that, you know, regardless, because they whole family been like that for a minute, just being like the face of everything, like, and seeing, and that was a while ago, because Kylie Jenner is what, our age, probably a little older now, and but at the same time though, when she was 13, around that generation, that's not doing nothing but bringing that like towards the younger generation still, and it's like that cycle that we was talking about, and that's not doing nothing but putting in other people's head that like that it's okay to do it.
It's not normal, right? Don't let these people convince you that that's normal. That's cancer, and that cancer will become contagious to you if you accept that. You don't follow a better role model.
It seems to me a lot of women, when they hear conservative values, the trigger to them, and I could be wrong, the trigger to them, it seems as, bondage, go back in the kitchen, shut up and just, just be a slave to your husband. Why do you feel like there's so much of when they're hearing about some of the things that you say, like what makes you happy is making your husband a sandwich, some people like that sounds crazy, right? So why do you think there's such a disgust, such a rejection?
Do you think that like makes you happy to do things?
What, to like make you food and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think what a lot of people don't understand.
But it's not just making you food or whatever. Like, it shouldn't.
It's the whole nine.
Yeah, it shouldn't just be making my man food is going to make him happy. That's not the only thing that's going to make.
Yeah. But a lot of people think that that's not, though. A lot of women think that that's not, the way it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, why wouldn't you want that?
And of that kind of idea of that kind of woman in regards to modern society?
Because we're being brainwashed via the education system.
Okay.
You learn feminism in school, right? You learn feminism. I had to actively
define
learn it.
And for clarification, how do you define feminism?
I can tell you how they define it and what it actually is, right?
Go
So
ahead.
feminism in school, when you learn it, is you're just fighting against the patriarchy, and you're supposed to see the patriarchy everywhere. It's the same way that critical race theory and race is being taught. The idea is they're not actually teaching you anything but how to hate white people when you're learning about race in school. And when you are learning about feminism, they're not actually teaching you anything other than how to hate men and to see the patriarchy and men putting you down everywhere, right? So when you have that form of...
Did you get taught that in school?
What?
Like feminism and shit like that?
Not really.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember them talking.
I don't know.
Psychological conditioning taking place in the school system, you're producing women that see the patriarchy everywhere. It becomes like a paranoia, right? Oh my God, I'm asked me to make a sandwich. Oh my God, can I make a sandwich? And then that's it, I'm trapped. And they're actually not realizing that there actually was an incentive behind you even being taught that. You've never actually lived the life of making a husband a sandwich, and they think that's going to send you back and suddenly you're going to lose your voting rights and you're not going to be able to go get work. There was a time when there was a need for feminism, first wave feminism, right? But first wave feminists would want nothing to do with third wave feminists, which is where we're at today, right? Women that think that actually first wave feminists, you could argue, envied men. Right? They wanted to be able to go to work. They wanted to have that option to be something outside of the home. Right? Now we have that option, and we're being told the exact opposite, which is that if everything in the home is bad, and that's what you call throwing out the baby with the bathwater. There are some really amazing things. I think the best things that come from being at home. Sometimes I think we got the bad end of the deal. Right? I'm like, wait, we got to stay at home and do nothing and spend our husband's money, and somebody complained?
Yeah.
That's a joke, guys.
That's a joke. But no, and to me, I think that's the part where, I've unfortunately seen that happen so much in society, that there's such a mischaracterization to me of what people think as stay-at-home mothers and traditional women. There's such a mischaracterization, like these women were prisoners,
right?
And so whereas, like you said, I think first wave feminism wanted women to have a choice, but then third wave, the choice is gone. You must.
I tell you all the time. I tell her all the time. And right now, her being pregnant, like I especially don't want her working right now, especially when I can provide for my family, even if she do work. I'll say all the time, like, whatever you do, I'm gonna back you up on it. Like, whatever, she want to get a job, if she bakes now, you feel me? Yeah. Bakes and sell baked goods. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna back you up. But at the same time, you feel me? If you like, hey, babe, you feel me? Like, stay at home mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to, you know what I'm saying? Just do this, sell this on the side, and me as a man, this is my opinion. Shit, I'm gonna provide for my family regardless. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We aren't married, and now we don't talk about things and even threaten, you know what I'm saying, our relationship, talk about breakup, divorce, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that I feel like talking about or even mentioning stuff like that, like it's like that. Yeah, it ain't good. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I think regardless, everybody should have a choice in what they want to do. Everybody should have a choice in what they want to do. But at the same time, I know as a man, regardless, I'm gonna always provide for my family. And you know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario, not using us as a scenario, but you know what I'm saying, because I don't like talking about things like that. But in a scenario, you know, we're not married or anything like that, but you still want to have that person still want to have something lined up, not with just being that and not having nothing going for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but if you do choose to do that, me as a man, and that next person, you as a man, you watching this, and you know that you provide. I mean, that's what you do as for your family. You provide for your family, and I feel like I feel like what they saying, like, you know what I'm saying, what said, it's a lot of females that mistakenly think, oh, I'm gonna make my man a sandwich, and I am trapped, and I'm this and I'm that. Yeah. That's not like yo man already provided for you. Like he telling you, like, hey, you ain't gotta go out here, you ain't gotta do this, you ain't gotta do that, I'm providing for you. How bad is it for a man to go out and work and provide for his family? I mean, provide down to the toe. I mean, not just providing the money and the food and the clothes. I'm talking about your love, you just being respect, like everything.
Yeah, I feel like women should wanna. Why would you not want to have like just the house clean in general, or just food cooked or anything like
and
that?
Man, but I'm saying, and your man, or you know what I'm saying, going, you know what I'm saying, out and working. I
would say and just off the strength of that, like why?
Yeah, you come back to a clean home. You come back to you know what I'm saying, and what else?
If you love your man so much, then why wouldn't you want to do those things for him and just for the house in general? And you have kids or whatever the case may be, regardless, like.
Fact. But in our situation, we know shit. We tag team hella shit. Yeah. That's just what it is. Tag team hella shit. I mean, y'all see it. Shit, we clean up. You know what I'm saying? Get things together. Good. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, just being that, having that chemistry. I feel like that's what it is. Having that chemistry.
Exactly. What we want is you need to be top 40 Forbes company, a corporation. If you don't have that, then you somehow failed. And I'm like, that is so backwards and so wrong. And it also goes against biology. Yeah. It goes against biology. There's a reason, biological underpinning to everything that we have in the society. People keep trying to outthink biology. It doesn't work that way, right? There's a reason, women can carry children and men can't. So that instantly allows man to have different goals in terms of the workforce than women, because that means we have to make a decision. Do we have children or continue working in our career, or try to juggle both? Men don't have that same pressure, and it's not their fault. They didn't design this. Men weren't like, well, I have an idea. Let's not be able to carry children, only let women be able to do that. And so there's the biological reality of that, and increasingly you see women that go for it in terms of their career because they have the societal pressure, and then it's too late. And then they realize, wow, this job is not making me happy, but my gosh, can I just tell you as a new mom what you feel like when your son smiles at you? Like, when your baby looks up at you, there's no greater feeling of accomplishment. Like there is none. I have accomplished a lot in my life in terms of my career, and I can tell you there is nothing that satisfies me more than just my baby smiling at me. And we're taking that away from women because we're telling them that's the wrong aspirations to have in life.
Another thing that I've noticed going on in society is that there is a lot of cynicism towards men as well. And you've talked about it as well on your show and on different platforms. And I've noticed that a lot of women, similar to like what the media does, it projects such a negative, cynical view of men in society. Of men are going to take advantage of you, they're going to beat you, they're going to get you pregnant and leave you. There's such a negative view of men. So for women who may have a negative view of men because of maybe personal experience, whether their father may have not been there or because of whatever society painted to them, how would you encourage them? How would you motivate them to not be as cynical and to be more optimistic when it comes to men?
I think it's a self-perpetuating problem, meaning that there are crappy men in the world, right? But men are crap.
As video podcasters, it's always so difficult to find software that does everything you need. But I found Riverside, and it's a podcast.
crappy because we've created a system where manhood has become obsolete. You keep increasingly telling men more and more they can't matter. When I say, who are they being told that by? You know, they're, like I said, there's more sinister implications here of why we're making manhood obsolete. When we're saying masculinity is wrong, this is backwards, you don't need a man. You can just have a baby without a man. You're starting to see that sort of programming happening with young women. When you're telling women to act like men, you should aspire to the things that men naturally might aspire to. When you remove the more natural feeling of men being providers and women being nurturers, which is a beautiful yin and yang that just works, right? So you're creating men to feel obsolete, and then women are complaining because men aren't being men. You know, it doesn't work that way, right? And not only that, then increasingly you're telling women to be the opposite of what I think men want, right? The opposite, maybe in the instant when men are not thinking with their big heads and they're saying, oh, whoa, she's half naked, great, I'm going to go for it. That might be what a man wants. But long term, that's not what a man wants. A man doesn't want a girl that's just going to be naked all the time and put herself out there available for every man to see.
Right.
You know, that I don't have to be a man to know that that's not what men want. So then you say men suck. And I ask this question all the time. You complain about men, but are you being the type of a woman that a man would want, right? It's a self-perpetuating problem. And then you say that and they, oh my God, Candace is a horrible human being. And I'm looking at you going, I'm not a dude. I wouldn't date you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, again, self-perpetuating problem, not enough women calling out the fact that women are not desirable right now, in my opinion, right? They're sexually desirable, but I wouldn't want to take you home to mom desirable. And then you have men who are, you know, being hit over the stick and being told, man, bad, masculinity, bad, who need to be told, no, stand up. You know, tuck your shirt in, right? Be a leader. Be what a man is supposed to be. And that.
And the fact that I like how she speaks of not just saying things about women, but saying stuff about men as well. Like, not just being, facts. Not bashing, you know what I'm saying, just the women. It's saying stuff about, like, it's a lot of men and gotta put you know what I'm saying, big boy drawers on and do what they need to do.
Dies when we're not even allowed to say man and woman anymore, and that gets me into the transgender, and I could rant for 3 hours on that. So
no, Candace, I like this, and that to me is a direction where I was trying to get to today, because the first part that I was thinking about was that it appears to me that a lot of the critiques that can appear to be personal is not really an attack on an individual, right? And none of us are perfect. Sometimes I say it the wrong way. Sometimes you say things the wrong way. None of us are perfect. But one thing that I think you're passionate about is that you're seeing that some of these ideas that are being projected in society, how they're negatively affecting the next generation, especially as it pertains to our children, especially your child. And so I think that's something in which I definitely agree with you that unfortunately in today's society there's such an unhealthy culture, especially amongst men and women, especially amongst men. That's why we do what we do at the Roommates, trying to uplift and build better men, because we see that society creates so many unhealthy messages. And it's funny that you mentioned that point where when you think about how women were once soft in the past traditionally, right, generally speaking, and men were considered to be hard and tough. Now it's kind of flipped in inverse, right? Now that the women are projected to be these hard, tough individuals, and now these men are now created to be soft pillows, and you see them on college campuses, right?
Right.
But then, like you said, I love your point that you mentioned. You said try both out, right? So try what the society says in regards to being a man, and then try the alternative way, the more excellent way about masculinity, taking responsibility, being more ambitious, driven, all these things. And men all the time tell me that they're so much more happier doing it the other way than following what society has communicated to them.
Yeah, and it's like, why is society communicating to men to be more feminine at the same time that you're telling women to be more masculine, right? That's like, just take a step back and think. You don't have to like Candace Owens to take a step back and to go, that is kind of weird, right? It is a bit weird that you're telling men,
I feel like a lot of people, at the end of the day, like a lot of people, they get, they let, I guess, feelings, emotions with another person. If they don't like somebody, I don't want to listen to them.
Yeah.
Rather than hearing what they got to say, just to put that thought process in.
Having your own opinion.
A step back and to go, that is kind of weird, right? It is a bit weird that you're telling men, all displays of masculinity are wrong and you need to be more feminine, and telling men they can bend gender and do all of these things, while at the same time you're saying to a woman, you need to man up, you need to provide, you need to do this, you need to do that. That tells you that there's something satanic going on, right? And there's something, you know, and this is why I go back to saying if the Bible has so much knowledge, Satan is the author of lies and deception. What more deception than telling women and men that there are no differences between them?
That's dope though.
Yeah.
That's dope that you can have like a female voice of letting other women know that things are okay. Like, and you don't have to do certain things to put yourself out there like that. That ain't the right way to do it. And I feel like a lot of women is like that. Like, you don't have to be like that, you know what I'm saying, to get that attention. And you don't, that's deep down wouldn't make you happy. Like, I've seen it. Like, that's stuff that doesn't make you happy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not gonna.
How do you feel like about what she's saying, like, and stuff like that? 'Cause it's really mainly, you know what I'm saying, maybe from women today.
I mean, I agree with all of it, like, with the whole, I don't know, like, what we said about the whole, like, putting your body up there and just, like, giving that, like, image, and then wanting a guy or something like that. Like, this is just not gonna work, because a guy's not gonna think anything higher of you when they see you on Instagram or social media, because regardless, they already know what type of person you are just from that. So I agree with, like, what she said. Yeah, totally.
That's what's up. You feel me? Y'all heard it. You feel me? Make sure y'all hit the like button, that star button. More videos, make sure y'all comment down below with links. Definitely appreciate that. One more drop today. 2 to 3 videos every day. You feel me? You already know what's going on. Catch y'all next one.